Hey guys, welcome to of course, and today we're discussing pretty amazing news from what I can hear. So, balance overdue. These balance changes potential for greatness, really. Concealment mod from battleships, that's a good thing, I guess. Kid gets defensive AA, it's pretty good on its own, but defensive AA will heavily help it out. Nagato gets buffed. Have you seen my channel art? Yes! Azuma gets buffed, it needed it. And Italian BBs get buffed as well. And Italian premium cruisers get SAP as a test, and the Weimar moves to tier up, which is interesting indeed. We'll see. All that in a couple months, read on for details. Now, we haven't had balance changes in a hot minute. Well, they buffed the Worcester and so forth, and we'll see. And when these changes are fairly dramatic, we'll see. We'll just ramp it up here. So, concealment mod will now be available for all tier 6 to legendary tier battleships. I'm not sure how I feel about that because the Japanese really got that quality of life treatment when they got that concealment mod, and it gave them a benefit and made them a little bit stronger in comparison to the other nations. So I don't think that's a great thing, but it will swift the Japanese battleships and they will lose that advantage, so that'll be significant. And that'll mean ships like Yamato and Magi, even Nagato, are actually going to get a slight debuff there. So I'm not sure how I feel about that, but I feel that should be more of a unique Japanese trait, but fine, whatever. That's what they're going to go with, and I'm okay with that. It's nice to have battleships get concealment mod. Just means everything will be stealthier, so I'm not sure how I feel about that. So we'll go. Starting light, we have an extra consumable for the kid, defensive AA. Use it in place of engine boost. I mean, it's pretty good consumable to have, but for me, you might run defensive A over engine boost for the kid, but the kid is pretty slow, so that's something to note. Liberate aircraft carrier, yeah, okay, so kids, yeah. Nagato, ever controversial Japanese battleship that deleted enemies of one salvos and missed entirely the next. Well, even if you hit boats, you overpenned them. I gotta tell you, Nagato really has suffered its nerf. It lost a lot of alpha, it lost health, it lost reload, everything. So we're addressing indirectly, boosting her damage per minute numbers. Namely, she gets a 29-second reload instead of 32. Now 32 was the nerf, and she had like 30, I believe, to start. So they're actually reversing that buff, and they're actually reversing the nerf she got, and they're giving her an extra second, if I'm not mistaken. And they're boosting the AP damage up to 12,600, up from 12,100. The first nerf they got, if you look back, was a 500 damage decrease from 12,600 to 12,100. So basically all they've done here is restored the Nagato to its former self, bar the rudder change and the health it changes. So it's still a nerf Nagato, but they've given it a second extra reload and they've restored some of its former nerfs. So that must be quite good. I quite like this idea. Giving it a sizable reload, 29 seconds, is really good because you can bump that down a little bit with other mods and so forth, the consumables and commander skills. This looks really good. I think this will be fine because Nagato before, it was strong before all the nerfs it got, but it was not a hard ship to deal with. It's still very glass candy. It did well, especially now with all the tier 6 ships we have now, particularly all the tier 6 battleships. It's going to be perfectly fine. It's not going to be overperforming at all. North Carolina is still the strongest. And you've got North Carolina, you've got Nelson, and you've got Sinop, still the strongest tier 6s by far. Staying with Japan, Bishop didn't quite live up to their hopes. More ways than one. The Izuma, now deluxe treatment, 7.5 better shell grouping. That's 7.5 Sigma. That's not bad. It's not as much as the Alaska got a 13% buff. That was a bit ridiculous, but the 7.5 is good. 24-second main gun reload down from 26. It's still 24, but I did ask for the Zuma buff, so I'm glad that they're doing that. And I've said this before I was a CC, like, you need to take this reload down and or buff its accuracy, so they're doing both. Not as much as I'd like, but hey, that's pretty good. And they're boosting the shell by HE damage by 600, which making a grand total of 5,100. AP damage up from 8,650, so they've gave 500 more AP damage as well. They're also nerfing it again, nerfing the AP shell ricochet angles from 45 down to 50. before they used it. Well, it doesn't really make a difference because Izuma AP is so unreliable. It almost is not worth using it. So that's a solid buff for Izuma, and I think that will be quite good. Particularly the reload buff. The Sigma grouping, we'll have to see how that does and how that works in terms of performance in game. So we'll have to see. Continuing the battleship Fiesta, we're also touching up the Italians. Conti di Cavour's main gun reload improves from 27 seconds to regular 30. So you're getting a 3 second reload buff. That's nice. Vittorio Veneto gets a quicker reload, 31 to 34, so shaving off 3 seconds. And if you got for Roma, we didn't. Roma gets some Veneto's perks, including HE shell with maximum damage of a 700 AP HE shell buff, 5.8 instead of 5.1. And she gets a smoke generator in the 3rd slot. The plain enhanced secondary consumables are moving to the 4th slot, so she's not losing anything, but she's getting a smoke. The Roma indeed is getting a smoke as well. Okay, so Veneto's really defining feature is its reduced accuracy and its sap secondaries, and that's it. So Roma's definitely getting up there. Yeah, we go. So here's the most interesting bit, probably the most interesting about the whole thing for everyone else. I like the Izuma buff and the Nagato buff, but we'll see. Right, beginning the SAP public test for sorting of sorts, but adding SAP modules for the following premium cruisers: the Gorizia, the Duca di Costa, the Genova, and the Duca Abruzzi. We have no experience with SAP shell main batteries. I mean, PC World of Warships, okay. We reserve the right to treat the shells either way. Modules of SAP are optional and replace HE shells when installed, so you have to choose between SAP and AP. Yeah, it's SAP and AP, so you have to choose from SAP and AP. It'll replace the HE shells on those cruisers. So, biggest and most controversial, I don't know about that. They're moving the Weimar tier up. It turned out the cruiser is turned to be significantly stronger than we imagined she would. Well, she started going down in her win rate. Damage numbers due to players adapting her. So yeah, people have adapted to Weimar, and it's balanced itself out. Basically, is what they're saying. It seems there's no way around to cull her power. As she stands, what they're doing is not nerfing her; they're just bringing her tier up because she's a premium boat, basically. So the only thing to change would be your economics. Astoundingly, you don't have to question the comments whether you exchange the ship and move your strategy any Weimars have become unwanted as they move closer to the fact. So because it's a premium ship, they got to be very careful of this, and they've really seriously thought about this in the Weimar here. So guys, if you have the Weimar and you're not happy with the tier 7 change, there may be a chance you can exchange the ship. So yeah. We'll reveal our strategy for letting any Weimars that become unwanted as move closer to the fact. So there's going to be somewhat of an option if you're not happy with the Weimar, because it is a premium ship and you paid real life money for it, so it's very difficult to change the ship and you might want it back. So yeah, this is the ready to apply the good old buffing wax. This isn't something we've ever done. Well, she's suddenly too weak for the new tier. Well, ready to apply the good old buffing wax. This is something we've ever done before. Thanks for reading. Happy theory crafting and turn the tide. So yeah, I think the Weimar is fine the way it is. I think what they need to do is change stats about, but you got to understand it's a premium ship and people are paid money for, and there's a lot of stuff going on. So this is the first time they've kind of really toned down a premium ship significantly, and yeah, it'll be interesting to see. So tier 7 is going to have access to reload mod, which is we'll see. I think Weimar would be fine in tier 7. It would be a new squishy cruiser, and it would be fine. I don't think you can any problem. But the problem is people want to play the OP ships, strong ships. So we'll have to see how that works. And yeah, the Izuma change will be good. Nagato change will be quite good, I think. It's still not really addressing its accuracy, but giving it a 29-second reload will help things out quite significantly, because 32 is sizable at what it had before, and they're restoring its AP Alpha and restoring its reload, I believe, as well. So that's really quite good, and I'm quite happy with that. And the Izuma changes will be really nice as well. The Veneto changes, I think the better reload is nice. I would like have a kilometer more secondary range, but maybe they're not willing to do that because secondaries in this game, they still don't quite like secondaries in this game. But hey, you know, I'll take whatever buffs I can get into Finito. It's quite nice. It's a nice ship. It's a fun ship to play, but it's not. It does struggle in some aspects of the game. So I think that's really good. Overall, I'm really happy with the balancing, and usually I'm not very happy with the balancing, so I want to say a good thank you. I want you guys as well to give me your thoughts on this balance change video, and if you're positive about it, don't just comment on my video saying, hey, you know, these are good changes. Comment in my video saying good changes, like, share, and subscribe, and then go to the devs, okay, in their feedback section and say thank you as well, because we got to give credit for positive things. If we give credit for them doing good things, then that's better because they realise it. Because we don't give credit for the good things and we berate them for bad things, then you're not really enforcing a positive environment. And you got to be positive, people. You got to be nice. That's how you get things done. So give them some love if you like the balance changes. If you don't like the balance changes, make sure you tell them in a constructive way. Don't just moan and shout at them, because that's when you don't get things done. So guys, hope this helps you out. Please comment on what you think of the changes are. Please like the video, it helps my algorithm and all that. Subscribe for more. And yeah, guys, I'll catch you all next time. Have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you next time. Bye bye bye. Bye bye.